a product engineer, mine and Yasser's job was to manufacture the soap so that it could be sold out. There were several ways to make a soap. I found the best one amongst it and implemented it with the help of my team members. So firstly, we measured sodium hydroxide and added water to it. We heated it and added oil simultaneously. After that, we molded it into a shape. Our first trial, we used a petri dish, and because of that, the soap's shape was circle. And then in a second and a third trials, we made use of soap making boxes. And we were supposed to use rice seeds, but it wasn't available here, so we used sesame seeds. And our trials will be distributed by Yumna in a short while.
In our manufacturing process, we made sure to take all the safety measures such as wearing gloves, goggles and lab coat to prevent the harmful chemicals affecting us. We also disposed of all the harmful chemicals after we were done with the processes. One of the challenges faced by us as product engineers were the lack of equipment and lab conditions provided to us, with which we could have got a better result and a better pH. So with the equipments and chemicals provided to us, we tried our best to come up with the best product possible, and we had more than 5 trials, and with each trial we came up with something better. And I request the panel to have a look at our products, and if they see any good in it, and I request them to invest in our cause so that we can have this on a larger scale. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I, along with Surya, am the product development manager of our team, and the reason we chose this role is because, in our opinion, it's one of the most vital and important roles, but it's also quite challenging. Reason being that if you think about it, when you go to buy a product, no matter what the product may be, the functionality of the product and the price, things like these, they are important as well, but the first impression you get of the product is when you lay your eyes upon it, that first glance, when it catches your eye. So keeping this in mind, we had to design a package for our soap that would be, one, very economical, and two, it would be very environmentally friendly.
To explain the process better, we'll divide it into 3 steps. First, we had to prepare it and polish it, then we had to package it, and then we had to decide the price, the logo, and the label. So if you remember from this previous soap equation, we had an acid reacting with sodium hydroxide to give us our soap. But this process isn't practically perfect, so there are still some unreacted NaOH left that can react with the carbon dioxide from the air to form sodium carbonate. Now, sodium carbonate gives a white layer on top of the soap, which is not harmful for the skin, but it does create an aesthetic issue. So we had to get rid of that. We could do it in 2 ways. We could either steam it off, or we could just scrub it off. Steaming it would be easy and it would get rid of the soda ash effectively, but it would create a weak acid in the process, which would harm the skin. So we just decided to scrub it off. But in future, we plan to ensure that to prevent the soda ash formation in the first place. Because scrubbing it off will solve the problem, but it does decrease the size of the soap. So we want to make sure we don't waste anything. So then you can see the effect. That was before soda ash and that's after soda ash. But after you remove it. Then comes polishing it. We had to roughen up the edges so it looks smooth and polished. In factories, they use something called a beveling machine. But for us, we didn't have that, so we just used a potato peeler. It does the same.
So after preparing the soap for packaging comes the actual packaging, and like I said before, the package had to be as economical as possible and as environmentally friendly as possible. So we started off by shrink wrapping the soap, which would ensure that no dust, dirt or moisture finds its way towards the soap. And after that comes the clever part. For the actual packaging, we used the cylindrical toilet paper rolls, and the thing about them is that they give the package structure. It makes the package strong, and also wood-based products such as cardboards are recyclable. So this using toilet paper, the cardboard from the toilet paper was a very environmentally friendly way, and also it's very cheap. And at last we used a white cover over the entire package so that we could let as much heat off as possible. Now you might think that why does a soap that's probably going to sit in the supermarket shelf or in someone's washroom needs protection from heat? But the thing is that our market, the market that we kept in mind while designing soap, is in the rural areas of the developing world, where let's say the weather is quite hot and access to air conditioning isn't that easy.
Then we had to decide the price, the logo, and the label. The price of our soap is 3 dirham, which is actually half of the price of the normal soap. For example, Dove is 6 dirham. Okay, so it is very cost effective. Not that you can't find soap for 3 dirham, you can, but our soap is cost effective, yet it ensures a high quality. Okay, so now we had to decide the logo and the label, the text that had to be printed on it. It was a very difficult task and it was very time consuming to select the right font and everything, but we're very proud of the final look.
Now the innovation in our soap was the rice seed. After you use the soap, the rice seed will be grown into a crop and it will be used to feed the unprivileged. I will show you how very soon. To achieve this, we have come up with a new sewage system that is both easy to build and cost effective, and is targeted especially for those countries that have very severe hunger crisis. Here is how it goes. As you wash your hand with the soap, a rice seed will scrape off. It will travel down the drain and then it will enter the main sewer. One second. It will enter the main sewer from where it will be taken to the primary filtration tank. In the primary filtration tank, large solids will be filtered out by the use of screens, and from there your sewage will be carried forward into an agitator that will spin and cause substances such as tissue, paper, plastic to accumulate at the top, from where it can be skimmed off. From there, your sewage and your seed will come into a commutator that will rotate and break down semi-large organic matter into small organic matter. Nothing will happen to your seed during this process because the seed is too small to be affected by it. Alright, so after that, your seed will pass through a dilution process. Please go back. Yeah, after it passes the commutator, it will go into the dilution process where it will dilute, and then your sewage and your seed can be stored and used in the field later on. It can be used as a source of food or a source of income for poor farmers that have their fields empty. Now that raises a very big question. Is it actually possible for sewage water to germinate a seed? And the answer is yes. There is proof for it as well. In 2012, a research paper was published by Aditya Kishore, and he performed experiments on seeds, and he found out that the germination efficiency of seed actually increases when you use sewage water, provided that it is diluted. Now that raises another problem. Where is the water for dilution going to come from? We were stuck with this problem for quite long, but then we finally found the answer. The answer was the ice stupas. The ice stupas are artificial glaciers that are built using flood water, and they are used for irrigation in places where there is water deficiency. We incorporated this idea of the ice stupas into our sewage system and used it for diluting our sewage. The advantage of this is that we get twice as much water for irrigation using our sewage method than the ice stupas, and the best part is there is no need for fertilizers or herbicides anymore, because the sewage that we just produced contains all the minerals and ions that a plant needs to grow. And not only that, it has been proven that the human waste has been proven as a very good source of compost for growing plants. A village in Bangladesh started using human waste as fertilizer, and they were shocked to find that their yield was drastically increased. Now that is it. That is all we have for you today. With that, I will share the sources and references here. And we would like to conclude our seminar on the note that we still keep learning and we will still keep moving forward. I would like to invite Ms. Remia and Ms. Razia on stage, who have been a part of the seminar.